Damson here on my sister Young, and welcome to the F1 podcast. I'm joined by Alan
Hello.
and David.
Hey, hey!
So, Mexico.
Mexico.
It was a hell of an atmosphere. It was a hell of a crowd. I'll give you that.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's up there with the best of like the festival. I mean, what we calling it? Is it the Checo Perez effect?
It must
Yeah.
be. I mean, you saw the baseball stadium
Yeah.
area. Christ, that was packed.
Well, that's it, because they put in extra seats this year, didn't they? They put in extra grandstands for this year.
Did you say it was something like 350,000 were there or something like that?
Throughout the whole weekend, yeah.
I mean, that's
Insane.
yeah.
Is the word you're looking for?
I mean that's almost festival. Well, is that? Would you say that's festival levels or bigger?
Bigger.
Bigger, isn't it? Yeah. What festival do you know that takes 350,000 people?
Well, you could say Glastonbury style.
Yeah.
Does Glastonbury get that high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glastonbury is it's basically a city inside a city, basically, or a village inside a village. It is
So-
literally a lot of
I
village.
stand corrected. I didn't even think Glastonbury. I would have
Yeah.
thought 100,000 maybe. I wouldn't have thought a lot
no.
more than that.
So
No, I shit corrected.
Quarter still sets the record of this season with 440,000 fans.
Say what you like about Liberty Media, and I hear a lot of positives, a lot of negatives. I know where my opinion lies. They do the commercial side very, very well, especially in America.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got Americans who understand right turns. It's a miracle.
Because Singapore had 300,000 at its attendance.
The thing is, Singapore will be a very hard one to judge, won't it? Because it's actually like in a city.
Hmm.
I mean, how many people like weren't officially sort of buying tickets, but just like rented a room and were?
Well, they said it was about 300,000 in there.
But it is something else.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's a track I always like Mexico. I think I've always been one of the track I've always enjoyed. It maybe not produced the most exciting race we've ever seen.
No.
No.
Well,
But
Mexico. I hate trying to scroll through pages when I'm trying to find some little bit of information here.
well, if you know what you're looking for, hit F3 and type the first word.
So in 2000, yeah, in year 2000, the United States Grand Prix hit 250,000 in the year 2000. So it's only taken 22 years for it to hit its peak.
Yeah, well, like I say, Liberty Media have got involved in the gap in between that.
Yeah.
I hasten to say, without them, we wouldn't have seen.
The highest, whether this is still true to date, but the highest attendance in a race weekend, it hasn't been beaten yet, is 520,000, and that was at the 1995 Australian Grand Prix.
Wow.
520.
5,000, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Obviously, that's not in one go, people. That is over a weekend.
Yes, but
There's still a lot of people.
still a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Oh, I know. Don't forget, I've been there, and I can go and I can say it's you cannot move.
Well, you were at Silverstone, weren't you?
I've done it 3 times.
When?
And
2020?
you,
Well, you didn't do it in 21.
No.
I think I might have been there in 20. No, I went there 2020.
No, I don't think you were
I,
2020.
I've before them. But even so, it was still an incredible atmosphere when I was there. You know, it was always packed. Trying to get a vehicle around was just impossible. You know, you could have beacons going left, right, and centre. You ain't going nowhere. The amount of people. But I tell you one thing as Brits are good at doing.
Queuing.
Queuing. We had the perfect queue. I kid you not, right? We had the perfect queue for the toilets.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? You
I like how me and Chris both knew exactly where that joke was going.
You get the Portaloo toilets, right? And I kid you not, you'll see queue after queue after queue in perfect line. It's what us Brits are good at doing.
Queuing, yeah. And another thing we're fucking good at and all. Mourning.
Yeah.
Which Chris is about to demonstrate. Go ahead.
2018, I was last at Silverstone.
Yeah, you were.
What are you saying? Yeah, you were. He was there. He'll know.
I know he was. That's what I'm saying. He was. I remember him being there.
So I was there 16, 17, and 18.
I mean, yeah, you know, you didn't. You got that in there. You got him through work. But I'd still love to go and experience a Grand Prix, not Silverstone.
I was going to say that's what I've always said. He wouldn't be.
Oh no,
Silverstone.
I'd love to go to a different one.
I want to do Zandvoort, and I know we've said that. Keep saying that. I would love to do Zandvoort.
I'd love to do Spa.
Oh
yeah, Spa will be the one for me.
Spa. See, David,
You know.
I know we're very sidetracking here, but this is just because.
Oh, sidetracking, never.
I mean, I know Vegas. David was like, oh, I want to do Vegas, and it's like.
I only want to do Vegas because it's written in the stars, a sign because Vegas is happening on my birthday.
But I honestly, I'm very skeptical about Vegas even working.
I'll be honest, I kind of am to an extent, but
yeah. I mean, if they do it on the main strip, they're closing down one of the biggest areas.
Where the fuck are they going to put the grandstands? Oh, let's just demolish a couple of fucking casinos, shall we?
That's it. Prices are going to go sky high.
Prices in Vegas are sky high before you'd start doing this.
You know, stop the you won't need a mortgage. You need life insurance, the mortgage, and God knows what else just to be able to buy a ticket.
Feels like that way with Silverstone, if I'm honest.
Silverstone's a mortgage sort of price.
Hang on, a mortgage sort of price? A bit more?
Yeah. And that's not. That's it for the standing bit.
You might have to explain what a mortgage is to people our age because it's something that's not attainable to us of us.
You know, that's just for the standing area. That's not for the grandstands.
Oh yeah, no, it's not for the grandstands.
See, I genuinely looked because when Silverstone was on was when I was travelling down to Cornwall, if you remember.
Yeah.
And I did toy with the idea of stopping off because we were travelling down on Sunday. And I think it was going to be something like 500 quid each to get in.
Yeah.
It was going to cost me more for that than the freaking week in Cornwall was going to cost me.
This is what I mean. This is like...
And it's like, you know what? No.
I know there is some companies out there that do an experience passes and things like that where you can pay it off each month sort of thing.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't pay that money on that.
No.
I mean, I know some of them, you know, for the whole weekend, you're looking well over $1,000.
At least.
But that money could be a week bloody abroad somewhere.
I mean,
yeah,
fucking hell, for that money, I can get nearly 2 weeks in Holland. And that's what I mean.
Well, if you double it, you can have 2 weeks in Holland and go watch the race.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what I'd probably do. You know, I'd like to go and do Zandvoort, but I don't know. See, I like the idea of Spa as well. But it's getting hold of tickets to do it.
That's it, guys. We're gonna have to just get a job in F1.
Fucking hell, I'll get a job in the FIA. Let's get a job in the FIA. Maybe we'll do better than the fucking clowns that are working at the moment. Jesus.
Here we goes, people. Here we goes.
Didn't take long, did it?
So obviously, to start off with, you will not be seeing Eduardo Freitas as a race director. No longer. He got fired after Japan.
I wonder why.
Yeah, for the shocking incident in Japan.
Well, no. Luckily, it was. Let's specify potential to be. There actually wasn't an incident, luckily, but the potential was there.
Yeah,
but
for it to be a horrible one.
It's still shocking that they even allowed that vehicle to be out there. But yeah.
And on the track where Jules got killed as well.
Yes. And the thing that... Hang on, which one is it? Was it Freitas that was under Whiting, or was it Vittage that was under Whiting?
Couldn't. This is where I don't even know the names. You are ahead of me on that one.
Because I'm going to say, if it was Freitas that was the understudy to Charlie Whiting, I would feel so sorry for Charlie Whiting, because the fucker we were rolling his bastard grave. Charlie Whiting was so well as a race
so
director.
Instrumental in F1.
Yeah.
Was so instrumental in the safety that we now take for granted.
Yeah.
And that's the only term I can use. For the fact that we're not getting drivers injured and killed pretty much every race weekend.
And he'd been doing it for years. Don't care what people say. He'd been doing it for years. He had respect of every single team.
Oh yeah.
And they knew they had done something wrong, because he'd tell them straight up.
Mm.
He didn't care who he'd upset or anything like that. He would be straight on, he'd be honest with them.
Well, the thing is, to him, you were racing on his circuit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you either did it his way or you pissed off.
Mm.
that was the... I mean, look, Briatore's still banned, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I think if we had the same radio messages from last year, where you had it from Red Bull and Mercedes going back and forth to Michael Massey, I think Weissman was just told him, look, both of you, fuck off.
Yeah, he won.
No, he'd probably been, look, we'll talk after the race, we're a bit busy right now, and he'd just cut him off, yeah.
Yeah. And
I think a lot of teams had a lot more respect for him than they do the race directors now.
Yeah, it unfortunately seems that way. It shouldn't be the case, but...
No. But anyway, should we get back on track?
yes, Eduardo Freitas was the one that worked under
Charlie.
Charlie. Jesus. Charlie would be rolling around in his fucking grave. Especially after Gilles bit that, the whole Gilles Bianchi thing.
Yeah.
The Japan thing. Jesus Christ, I hope fucking Charlie would come back to haunt him. Considering it's Halloween when we're recording this broadcast, that was quite appropriate. Oh, yes, you can tell we're stalling for shit because...
Let's be honest, the race itself, not a huge amount to talk about.
Well, there was so much field spread. I mean...
Was it something like a 40-odd second gap?
Yeah.
Between fourth and fifth or something like that?
It was ridiculous. The field spread was just ridiculous. And
I mean, for me, the only decent part of the race was Danny Rick, who got driver of the day.
Yeah,
he was tearing that field up.
What was what? Oh, yeah.
He was tearing that field up. Yes, okay, he had a 10-second penalty.
That seems to be what makes him work.
Yeah. Just tell me he's got a penalty, whether he had or not. Just tell me he's got a penalty.
Yeah.
Although, as they were saying, 10 seconds is actually quite harsh.
It was.
No, I disagree.
No,
The other guy had to retire. You've put the other guy out of the race.
We've seen
10
worse.
seconds
We've
does not
seen
feel,
worse.
10
We've seen
seconds
worse
does
than
not
that.
feel harsh when the other guys had to retire. The other guys got nothing out of that race weekend.
Okay.
Ricciardo still got away with points.
Okay. I'm going to bring this up, and it's going to be an extremely fucking sore subject to bring up. Hamilton and Max. What the fuck did Hamilton get? What did Hamilton get?
I can't recall.
Yes, but what penalty did Hamilton get?
To be honest, I can't remember.
Fuck all.
No, neither can I.
He didn't get
because he had no. We're not going to get down the same argument again, but
no,
he had the line.
But to prove, yeah, okay, Danny Rick didn't.
Exactly. So it's two different things. Somebody's got the line, somebody's not having the line. It's two different things. If he had the line, then Ricciardo would have got nothing.
I mean, I can't use Monza as an example because they fucking took each other out. So that was fair game.
No, Verstappen took Hamilton out, but hey ho, we won't go down this road again.
No, but
now, children,
none of them got penalised.
Well, no, because they're both out.
Yes, but they still didn't get penalised for it. There's been many incidents this season where there's been shunts. Look, okay,
yeah.
Right, hang on. Look, America's a perfect one. This is what really seems why it seems harsh. Russell.
Yeah.
Russell took Sainz out.
Took Sainz out. Sainz retired. What did Russell get? 5-second penalty. Ricciardo comes along. Bushes fucking Yuki out. He got 10 seconds. Where's the difference? Russell lost control.
To me, that says that Russell's wasn't. I mean, I get what you're saying. You can't fairly. I mean, we could go on to another incident, which was Gasly on that 5 second for not giving the place back.
Well, yeah.
That was the same thing. And I get what you're saying. I agree with you. But to me, if you've put the other guy out the race, if you still manage to finish in the points, basically Danny Rick got to take him out because he was struggling to overtake him. He was struggling to get the pace to pass, so he drove through him and got away with it, as far as I'm concerned. Because he ended up 10 seconds clear of the guy behind him, and the penalty was null and void.
Yeah.
So as long as you can guarantee you're not going to take your car out and you can get away, you might as well just drive through people at this point.
But why did he get...
I understand what you're saying, Dave.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Why did he get 10 seconds and Russell got 5 for a similar thing?
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you here. I'm not... We've talked before about consistency.
Yeah, yet again, that isn't being consistent. That's a bit...
think without... yes, there is no consistency, but I think the way in which they're looking at it was the Russell incident and Ricciardo were two different types.
Also, Russell's was a first corner incident.
Yeah.
And they've always said they do look a little kinder on first corners because the field is always so bunched together on a first corner.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you want the guys to race, you've got to accept that contact's going to be made, or else they're going to keep that far away from each other.
Yeah, I don't think because Russell was he was locked up anyway, he couldn't have gone nowhere. If we let him go with the brakes, he was still going to the side of him and taking him out. There was nowhere for Russell to go.
But it still proves this point. Russell, and I'm going to say it, wasn't in control of the car, and I can kind of say the same about Danny, if I'm honest.
Oh, Danny ran wide. You watched the car washed out understeer, which is what took him into the side of Yuki.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Danny got a more, what I would class as a more severe penalty than Russell did for doing a similar thing.
Yeah, like I say, Russell's was a first corner, which he's always looked on slightly differently.
Which it shouldn't be.
Well, no, I kind of agree. First corner, because the whole field is so bunched together.
Oh, yeah, I get
You've
that.
kind of got to give it you got to give him a little more leeway. I think we're actually both arguing the same side here. Russell's was probably got away very easy. But I cannot call a 10-second penalty harsh when the other guy's in the garage. Now, I'm not saying you should be disqualifying people for stuff like that. No, that will be extreme.
Well, yeah.
But I'm not going to say that penalty was harsh. I'm going to say, did it fit? Probably about the closest fit we have available to us.
And to be honest, I think it actually gave Ricardo a boost.
Well, like I said, once he got that, he drove like a fucking madman.
You know, he struggles so much this season.
He's not had a good season, has he? No. It's probably one of the reasons why he's not back next season. I know that's the big disappointment to yourself, Chris, and disappointment to a lot of people.
From what I can tell,
he's not back racing.
No, he is looking for a reserve seat at the moment, and if I'm right in hearing, Mercedes is top of the list.
Possibility Red Bull, Mercedes.
Well, Red Bull would be back to the old horn, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but this is a possibility. It was either the rumor mill has been, obviously the rumor mill still goes around. It's been confirmed by Danny himself that there is a possibility that, you know, he's said that yes, he's still going to be around in the paddock. But as far as we're aware, it's going to be in a reserve seat. The top two rumour mill have been Mercedes and Red Bull. If he was going to get a drive, because it's not been confirmed yet for Haas, which it should have been by now, but I think they are going to announce it at Brazil, whether Mick is safe. You know, there would be a possibility of Danny going to Haas, but which really wouldn't do Danny any favours. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Haas car's been quick this year.
Wouldn't do him any favours, but if that's your one option, I mean, it's like, when we're jumping topics, it's like Alonso going to Aston. I can't see how you would see that as a good move, but I
think it's just a drive for him.
That's it. I honestly, and I've got no evidence to back this up, I think Alpine have wanted him out, is the short answer. And I think the Aston Martin seat has come along. And it's not a case of, is this a good move? It's a case of...
I don't think that. I just think the whole, like we say, the silly season. Seb announced he retired. Alonso went off his own back. And obviously, in my opinion, I'm guessing the way I see it is to do with all the Oscar Piastri shite as well. I'm guessing he just got fed up of all that shit.
Yeah.
Because Fernando hasn't really put much of a foot wrong.
He's driven well.
Exactly.
Not if he can wheel a car that sort of speed and still bring it down.
He's the only one who can recreate the end of the first Fast and Furious film and still finish the bloody race. Oh, and he got his points back, didn't he?
He got his points back as well.
We should mention that. I think at the time of last podcast, he'd been given a penalty that then got rescinded.
Yep.
So yeah,
because it was issued too late.
Yeah, he was able to go down the back straight looking like he had hydraulics fitted and still finish in the points.
Yeah.
Fair play to Alpine. They built that car well.
Unfortunately, Mexico wasn't a good race for Alonso.
Well, he wasn't. He didn't really do anything wrong.
No, he didn't. The car just hydraulics decided to go boom.
Which goes back to kind of a discussion we were having a little bit of a talk before we came on air. I reckon at this time of the year, some of these teams are getting very close on good components.
Yeah.
Oh,
none of them want to start taking penalties because penalties cost you at a time when, Red Bull have the championship first place. There's a lot of jockeying around to do for them lower places.
Those
lower places mean prize money.
For the constructors, yeah.
I mean, me and Chris were talking about offline. You know, how many engines have a lot of these teams got left?
Not
Will
a lot.
Mercedes do what they did last year, which is potentially take a grid penalty at Brazil because it's a sprint race as well as a normal race?
Oh, I thought you meant do what they did with Bottas and feature him the game with about 30 engines.
Yeah. And, you know, then they still got practically a relatively new engine for the final race of the season.
Right. I found that website again.
We don't need to know, mate.
What do you want? What do you want to know? Who's on what for ICEs?
Well, no, is there actually anybody who's got like new components left now, or are they literally all running?
Well, Leclerc's had 6 fucking ICEs and turbochargers.
Please tell me all strapped to it at the same time.
He's had 6 up to date. Kevin Magnussen's had 6. Bottas has had 6, but with 7 turbochargers and 7 MGUHs. So, looking
he's
at
going
it,
he's going for the record again, isn't he? Of how many engine components can we have in the car?
Well, I reckon he still uses some of them Merc ones.
So according to this list,
Probably still got them.
According to this list, Hamilton and Russell have had 4 ICEs each and 4. Obviously, I'm not going to go down the entire list, but
no, please don't.
I'm just going to do the ICEs and turbochargers.
Yeah.
They've had 4 apiece of each.
And how many do you get a season?
3.
You only get
3
engines. 3 ARS units. And 4 gearboxes.
Still not doing too bad.
If I'm correct.
Well, no, there isn't actually officially a limit on number of gearboxes, is there? It's just that they have to do at least 6 races apiece.
Yeah, but it's at the moment it's 4. The engines next year are going up by 1 engine.
Because we've got so many races.
It's not going to fucking work, because if they put all these bastard sprint races in, they want 6 sprint races. That's going to be a shit ton of mileage.
Yeah, but engines can do it. You just got to not push them so hard.
So,
you know, I say go the other way. Yeah, you got 1 engine for season. There you go. If you blow it up 2 races in, well, tough shit. You're pedaling.
Yeah.
So maybe Merc might have a spare in the pool, possibly.
But it's going to be used anyway.
It's going to be used.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is that, like I say, because we're so like I say, the theory is that that Ferrari were not running full tilt today.
But yesterday. But both Red Bull and Red Bull are both on 5, but the turbochargers, Max is on 4, Perez is only on 3. Like I say, Leclerc has had 6 of each. Sainz has had 5 of each, but yeah, we know why Sainz has had like 5, because one grenaded itself.
I also don't think there's odd ones where it's been an accident.
Yeah.
You know, a bad accident that's taken engine components
Apparently,
out.
Danny's only had fucking 3 of each. Now, that... I'm not sure about that. Because Norris has had 4 of engine and turbo. But Danny's only had 3.
Well. He's made the most of it this weekend, didn't he?
Alonso's had 6. Ocon.
Alonso could be well on track for a 7th based on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot. Ocon's had 6. Gasly's only had 4. Yuki's had 6.
But I reckon the Brazil field's going to be mixed match again
Well, put it this
with
way:
penalties.
both Stroll, Vettel, Albon, and Latifi have only had 3 engines and turbochargers. Bottas obviously has.
Well, let's be fair. The Williams doesn't go quick enough to cause itself any engine problems.
And the TV doesn't finish enough, for it to have really mileage on it.
Yeah, the Williams is just that slow.
So, yeah.
But the race this weekend, it wasn't a great race. Even the commentators said it wasn't a great race.
It wasn't a good race.
Mercedes is not listening to its drivers.
Well, the strategy.
I must admit, Russell's learning well from Hamilton's how to moan like a bitch courses.
Tell me.
But he had a good reason to
He's
moan.
definitely picking that up.
He had a good reason to moan. Those tyres weren't doing him any good. They had a free pit stop. Why not gamble?
Yeah. Because obviously, like we said, the mediums looked like they were going to. I know we haven't got qualifying, but qualifying wasn't special either. Apart from Russell nearly putting it on pole, but yeah, the medium. They kept saying, "Look, I want to go on softs." No, stick with these tyres. The mediums may fall off, and did they?
No.
No. So
they could have bought. They had plenty of time to bring them in under the virtual safety car, but they wouldn't have lost that much time. Boom, done.
I'm actually surprised. What was it? Because they said under VSC the pit stop loss was 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think Max was 16 clear of Hamilton. I'd have brought him in at that point.
Yeah.
I'd have brought Max in because even if Hamilton had just got in front, the way Max was driving, you'd soon got back past him.
But then it's the same with Russell. Why not bring Russell in?
Well, like I said, the second they brought Russell in, Red Bull would have brought Perez in.
Yeah, they'd have had to bring Perez.
They would have brought him in a lap after, where he would have lost more time. Because if they brought Russell in under the VSC, he would have only lost that 15 seconds instead of 25 seconds, or 20 seconds, whatever it was. So, by the time that VSC's finished, there'll be enough time to get Perez had to do a full stop properly under normal conditions. So that's an extra time there he would have lost. So it would have made for an interesting end.
Oh yeah.
To a relatively boring race.
It was. The race was just, like I said, there was just too much.
Well, I say the only standout parts was, like I say, was Ricciardo driving through Yuki.
Yeah.
And then driving in the back like a bat of hell.
Yeah. And then who was it? It was Gasly and Stroll, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gasly launching it up the inside of Stroll and then just driving him off the track.
And then gets a 5-second penalty and just fucks off.
Yeah.
He just.
Best was a win, but we can give the place back. Well, Albon's got involved now. It's not our problem.
But the thing is, though, they actually, instead of waiting, because of the confusion they had last weekend, they actually did 6 seconds.
Yeah, they stopped for 6 seconds, didn't they? They only stopped for about 4.8. They got done for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but who times it? The team, isn't it? Somebody on the team that times it.
Yeah, there's probably somebody. They've probably got a computer system that does it, but I'm assuming the FIA must watch.
Yeah.
And make sure they probably have a guy with a stopwatch separately.
I was going to say the FIA should be having.
It will be
people there. Well, they must have, because for them to come out and say, well, it's only been, you've only stopped 4.7 seconds and all this crap, and it's like,
yeah.
If they're going to do rules like that, they need to be.
I said what they should do. Change it slightly. They have to jack the car up, take the tyres off, and then wait 5 seconds before they put the new ones back on. That'd stop them dropping it sooner, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You'd know about that. 'Cause don't
Yeah.
oh, shit. Guys, we bent the brake discs.
That, the whole...
Doesn't it NASCAR? They take a penalty, they don't actually stop in the pit box.
Don't know.
I know there's one where they stop there, like the governing body has their own, where the weighbridge is.
Yeah.
And anyone serving a penalty actually stops there.
Yeah. But I would see a problem with that in F1. Especially if multiple cars got 5-second penalties.
Well, they don't have to do it lap after lap, they have to time it. What do you mean, like when we cause a fuck up in the game and give half the grid penalties?
Mm.
There'd be a massive queue coming out of the pits.
Yeah, you'd have a traffic jam.
And then penalties keep going up and up because they're ignoring yellow flags and all that. Like, yeah, that'll work well.
I don't see a problem with this as long as my car was at the front of that queue.
Well, saying that, in my career on F1, Hamilton's just been disqualified in one of my races for parking his car unsafely
Oh, right.
in Bahrain.
What did he do?
I did nothing, actually.
I said, what did he do?
He basically... So, you know where you got that long straight DRS?
Yeah.
He sort of got a bit sideways on that.
Eh?
You know where the...
The second...
You know where
You mean the back straight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you got that really sharp braking into the corner.
Yeah.
Before Death Corner.
Yeah. Well, he's gone into that corner too deep and spun it and just sat there because there's so many cars behind him.
It
We've
was
classified as unsafe parking.
okay.
And he got disqualified.
Bizarre.
I think it's because my AI sessions I've got it on, they do tend to make more mistakes.
Hmm. But yeah, no, they're just I felt the race was quite lackluster. It was.
But we know Mexico can be like that.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, Brazil's going to be a whole different kettle of fish.
Oh, Brazil.
Especially with the sprint race.
I reckon Mercedes can actually do something there. It is a track more. I said it before on other tracks, I know, but this one, because there isn't really much of where you're using top end speed.
No.
Which is what Ferrari, when they do turn their engines up, and the Red Bulls tend to have over the Mercedes. They have that top line speed.
Yeah.
Whereas Mercedes, they got more speed around slower corners, slow to mid speed corners. I think will benefit Mercedes a lot more.
I do honestly think, though, either Red Bull are going to have issues. I think Max is unstoppable now. Because right now, that Max and that Red Bull are just on a different level.
Well,
I mean, look what they've done. I mean, he's just broken the record, hasn't he, for most wins this season, which I will signify with the amount of races there in the season now versus.
Well, that's what he's actually said. It's not surprising he's done it with how many races there are this now compared to how many there were.
When he gave you the list, fifth on that list was still Nigel Mansell in 1992. Yeah. But, in the theory, there's two more available to him.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But, well, 3.
Not 2, because the sprint race doesn't count.
No, but if they classed that, then it would be 3. But, no, it's only 2. Officially, it's only 2. But you've got to think, from where he started at the season.
Oh yeah, as we said, we thought Ferrari were going to run away with it. Now Ferrari then apparently employed a bunch of chimps with typewriters to do strategy.
Honestly,
it was the best of times. It was the blurst of times, you idiot.
As much as I'm a Hamilton and Mercedes fan, hat goes off to Red Bull and Max. That car's been phenomenal.
Oh yeah, they've just knocked it out of the park. They did what Mercedes did the first year of the turbo hybrid.
Yeah.
They just got it right, and nobody else could get near them.
but also, a lot of understanding the aerodynamics needed this year with the ground effect cars.
Mm.
I
Well,
think
that's Adrian Newey for you.
yeah, that's what I mean. I think
Oh yeah, the bloke's a
he's
genius
helped.
designing cars.
Oh, he could design a wheelie bin, and I think he'd probably still be quicker than the
Yeah.
Williams.
But Adrian Newey's done that for any team he's been with. He's designed
yeah.
a car that's just been absolutely phenomenal. He knows all the loopholes to get through and
Well, it's
things
not
like that. You know,
he has dealt with ground effect in the past, so
Yeah.
that's what is another thing to his advantage. Because he's got a degree, some sort of master's or PhD or whatever in like the whole ground effect theory and all that lot.
And I mean, for Mercedes, I think the design that they used may have worked in wind tunnels and on paper, yeah, fair enough. But in reality, the design just did not work.
No.
Yeah, the no side pods design.
It just did not work whatsoever.
Yeah.
The problem is the reason why the Mercedes is now competitive and it wasn't. It was a total shitbox. They couldn't cure. They couldn't fully they couldn't not exactly say fully cure, but they couldn't get the porpoising under control.
I don't think any teams can. I mean, there's still cars out there porpoising now. There was at the weekend.
Yeah, Mercedes.
Even the Red Bull was suffering with it a little bit.
But that did make me wonder as well. The Red Bull may be as quick as it is, but was that porpoising down to their setup maybe? Because sometimes you never did see it on the Red Bull at other tracks. Because it wasn't a high speed, was it affecting, Mexico's not really high speed like Monza, was it affecting that Red Bull a little bit?
Maybe. I mean, I think the Ferrari and the Red Bull have always had that, their cars made porpoise, but they were able to control it.
Yeah.
Well, the Ferrari demonstrated that.
Yeah. They come up to a court, that car bouncing up, down, left, right, centre, but they'll still be able to take the corners, no problem. Whereas teams like Mercedes, they weren't able to get it under control.
No.
And then they got the FIA to change the rules, and it made everything worse for them.
Yeah. And as I said, we've got to the end of the season now where, yes, the car has finally sorted itself out to a degree. But it's too late. Way too late. So hopefully, next season, we won't have this problem. They'll use testing to its best capabilities, really. They need that testing. They need to use as whatever they can to make sure that car is better than what it was this year.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is the weirdest thing. We said this, at beginning of like back in pre-season stuff. The pre-season the car reveals and everything that we did. A couple of cars looked really strong. That McLaren looked strong. Aston Martin looked pretty strong.
Yeah.
And what happened?
You make one little tweak and that's it. It's all goes tits up for them.
Oh yeah.
Because this is what that's what we mean. Everything was, there's some cars that were looking really strong and we're thinking, oh, this is going to be a good season. Then as the season started to progress, not just the first race, but
the season started. Ferrari were flying.
Yeah, but for like 5 races in, and you could see that something had gone wrong for certain teams that didn't look that way in pre-season. So, And yeah, Ferrari's just.
But there's still points up for grabs for the next 2 races, which will, there's, especially for the constructors, there's an awful lot of teams out there that need the points, and it can change an awful lot.
Oh yeah.
Did you realise that did this put Perez second in the Drivers' Championship this race?
Yes, he
Yes,
not
it
have
did.
2 points, but they were saying every single time he's got it, he's immediately lost it again in the next race.
Yeah.
He's 5 points clear of Leclerc.
I mean, here we are, and this is a point I was going to bring up actually. Considering the season they have had, it is mathematically possible for Mercedes to get second in the constructors.
Is it possible, or
It's mathematically possible.
Yeah, because there's only 40 points.
They're 40 points behind Ferrari.
Yeah, but
So it's a bold strategy, Cotton.
that would take what?
That would take Ferrari not scoring points in either race and very good, strong results for Mercedes. But when you consider the season Mercedes were having, the fact that they are still there,
Yeah.
I mean, it's partly down to Ferrari. Once again, and I'm sorry, I'm going to keep blaming Ferrari for basically throwing away several very good opportunities.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's it, because Lewis is now above Carlos Sainz.
yeah.
He's now 5th.
Yeah, but you got to think as well. The result. Obviously, Alpine lost 1 driver, so that lost 1 driver in the last race, so that hurt them. It's only what McLaren is 146 and Alpine is 153.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 4th
But
place.
You got so basically, in theory, the biggest battles is 4th and 5th, 6th and 7th, 8th and 9th.
Well, in theory, Haas could jump past in mine, 36 to 49.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've obviously got 8 and 9, so there's a battle between AlphaTauri and Haas.
Haas.
There's only a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Williams are kind of, unless they're about better.
They're staying at the bottom.
But
I mean,
yeah.
Are Red Bull on track to, and this is something we'd have to look up when I caveat, the most points ever scored in a season?
Well,
Yes.
Max is beaten Hamilton's record of most points scored in a season.
If
Hamilton was only 413, Max is already on 416.
Yeah.
But constructors wise, if Red Bull,
Apparently Max alone is only 31 behind Mercedes total.
Yeah, he is. If Red Bull can score, maybe a second and a third, not that Max is going to let that happen. So basically, if Red Bull get first and third, and Perez scoots his ass up in the sprint at Brazil as well, but yeah, first and third for the last 2 races, or first and seconds.
Here we go.
There's
most championship points in a season.
Right.
Is Mercedes in 2016 with 765.
No, then.
It's doable. No, not quite, is it? 'Cause we've got 52 plus. What does a sprint give you now? Is it 8 for winning a sprint now?
8.
So there's 60 points on offer to them. So
yeah, but
they would actually win it by 1 point if they clean up.
Sprints don't count towards constructors.
That's Come on, David, do your maths.
I'm trying to.
No, sorry, I'm based on 1 car here, aren't I? They've got 2 cars, of course.
Yeah.
So it's doable because they are what?
The 696 points.
They're on now.
Yes.
They are nice, 69 points behind it.
So
it is doable. They do 1-2 on the next.
Yeah,
they do 1-2. on both races, and yeah, they'll do it, no problem.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
But that's the thing. Cam Ferrara could
Oh, that's lovely.
what?
2016 season, the one where the winners have the worst, have the most, is the one that Rosberg won. I love that.
Mm.
And I hear Alan gently seethe in the background at the mention of that name.
We won't go too much into that one.
See?
Far,
Fucking
I-
Hamilton.
far, very
I love that.
Fucking
I still
Hamilton.
I love every time Sky wheel Rosberg out because you hear the Hamilton fans start bubbling.
Thing is, I had nothing against Rosberg. You know, he was a great opponent for Hamilton. You know, they both pushed each other. We saw that.
I'll never forget them colliding into each other at Barcelona.
Mm.
Yeah, they did it. They did it at Spa. Look what happened at Spa.
Yeah, it's Spain, wasn't it, where Hamilton went onto the grass and torpedoed him.
Yeah. You know, those two had some really good battles.
But yeah, I just love every time Sky bring him out for the pre-race. You know what the comments are going to be on the Facebook page. It's wonderful.
But okay, yeah, let's wrap this up. You got anything you guys want to add before we finish?
Yeah, Mexican fans need to stop booing Lewis Hamilton. Even Perez had to tell his fans, don't do it.
Trouble is that, and I was actually, you're right there. But the thing is, it's been happening at more than just Mexico.
It's not just
Mexico. The funny thing was, though, the second Perez sort of said no, it stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really did. But, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I'm not a Hamilton fan, I've been that perfectly clear. I wouldn't go around booing the guy. That's not right.
Well,
I have my opinion. To me, and this is where I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off, but it's this freaking Drive to Survive generation.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Drive to Survive.
We've turned F1 into football.
Yeah.
My
team's the best, your team sucks, I'm going to beat you up if you don't agree. Like, what's the fucking point?
Drive to Survive. Yes, it's brought new fans in, and I don't give a shit what people think. And Netflix, fucking come at me, bro.
How they made Norris to be in the last series.
They have made the fans so fucking toxic.
Well, did they not spend basically a season saying how that Gasly and Ocon don't get on?
They don't.
And it's it's bull. They actually do.
Well, they sort of do.
Well, Netflix span it up as this mass. Well, they spun the whole Ricciardo leaving Renault thing as like he was angry, he was sick of the team, he was.
Well, they did it with Norris, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they made Norris to look out to be like a dick, and he hated Danny Ricciardo, which was not true.
So it's just that to me is where a lot of those problems seem to have come from.
Yeah, Netflix, Drive to Survive, and yeah, this is why we're seeing
In the end, really,
a lot of toxicity. Hamilton fans, Max fans, Ferrari, all the teams. Yes, you have the passionate F1 fans. Yes, we're passionate F1 fans, but I'm sorry. If Hamilton, if I was at a race and I saw Hamilton, I wouldn't fucking boo him. Just because, he got second in a race.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Bullshit.
The problem is, though, you got your die-hard passionate fans that have been watching it for God knows how long, and then you get a lot of the newer generation coming through. They'll watch the Born to Survive and things like that, and they're glory hunters.
Oh, too
they
fucking
switch
right,
from
one
team, they'll go from Mercedes to Red Bull back to Ferrari. They don't have a set team. They don't have a set driver.
No, whereas
we still worship at the altar of Kimi, and that will not change.
Yeah, you can't beat King Kimi. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I mean.
I'm just glad he's out of the game.
We're starting the NASCAR podcast next season.
You've got the likes of you know, Kimi. You've got the likes of like Michael Schumacher, stuff like that. You know, you've got drivers that a lot of fans like. Okay, yes, I'm a Red Bull fan. I'm a McLaren fan. I'm going to be gutted when Danny isn't driving anymore, but it's going to be nice to find out when he finally does if he gets this reserve. Keep him in the F1 paddock.
So who have you got? You've got Norris and
For who?
McLaren announced who their second driver's going to be yet. Then, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, Piastri.
Piastri, yeah. I've lost track with that whole De Vries incident because
The
I
only
sort of
team,
got everything confused.
the only team
that hasn't announced yet their
Haas.
full lineup is
It's
Haas.
Because Williams has got Logan Sargent on a placeholder if he can secure enough super license points.
Because it looks like Latifi's finally been put out to pasture, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, he's gone. Latifi's
He's
gone.
gone. And Mick actually finished higher than Magnus in this in Mexico.
But we will find out in Brazil whether. Well, I'm hoping we're gonna fucking find out in Brazil and not leave it till Abu Dhabi to find out whether, because Gunther did say that an announcement would be made Brazil rather than, you know, at end of the season or whatever, you know, last race. So it's going to be a case of we'll find out if Mick's staying at Haas or what.
Look. They told me not to say anything, but look, I'll go. Yes, it's me. They saw how van drivers go. Whereas we can do it.
So, but no, that's all I've got to say at the end of this. Well, there's no need for it.
No, I fully agree with you.
And one thing I do have to say yet again, stop with the fucking death threats, people. You bunch of fucking pricks. I know, that's not nice to say, but death threats have been casting around again.
God.
And it is, yet again, all these fucking glory hunters that are doing it. It's the toxic side of the fans.
Well, it needs to be sorted out sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But they're never going to stamp this out. They're not,
No.
you know, I'm sorry, I love F1, but it was like when they did this whole racism thing. Did it work? Because
you're never going to, no matter what sport you're in, you're never going to stamp out
know.
racism. Simple as.
But this is what I mean. Did that campaign work? Because they ditched.
Oh, really?
They ditched the whole "we race as one."
I think because no offense to F1 or any other sport, you know, I think people just got fed up with it.
Yeah.
You know, all this. Don't get me wrong. Black Lives Matter. Yes, all blah 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 blah. Every life matters. At the end of the day, I'm sorry.
I agree. This should not.
When did Kanye join us on the podcast?
The politics should never have been brought into the sport. One thing I would like to also mention: 2023, China. Yes, China has been confirmed. There's a possibility of it not happening again.
Only time will tell, people.
Well, China just shut down Shanghai as of yesterday.
Yeah, still got plenty of time for next year.
It's iffy at the moment, is what they're saying.
Well, they've got a bit of time to figure it out yet, so hopefully they can get on top of it before.
But yeah, just
Just people, be nice to each other.
Yeah,
That's what the last thing boils down to.
Politics shouldn't be included.
No.
And, you know, there was this whole be kind bollocks that was going around.
Yeah, be kind to your bollocks. It's always good advice.
No, but there was this whole be kind stuff going around, wasn't there? After certain things. And it's like, just if you're a toxic fan or a glory hunter, think.
Bugger off.
What?
Bugger off.
I wasn't actually going to say that. I was actually just going to say.
So I'm too blind and straight at the moment. Just bugger off.
I was just going to.
We don't need you in the sport. End of.
We're a nice, friendly place around here, but fuck off.
I was just going to say, it's basically think before you basically act. You know, use that fucking oh, hang on. Oh, wait. You don't have any brains. Sorry.
Look, leave the Merc supporters alone. They're trying their best.
Leave us Merc supporters alone.
But yeah, just stop with the death threats. Stop being toxic. Stop the fucking booing bollocks. And just make F1 good. Rather than, yes, okay, leave the controversy to F1. Just leave that out of it. You know, just leave that to them. Just fans just need to realise, you know, and one thing I'm going to add, and I'm going to end it with this. F1, so Liberty Media, Dominicali, and every other fucker that gets interviewed by Sky or any other news outlet. Stop referring to F1 as a show. It's not a fucking show. It's a sport. But so many times have I heard that even from the fucking pain in the ass at Pirelli during the tyre tests. Dominicali, the show. It's not a show, it's a fucking motor race, to put it Michael Massey's words. Actually, sorry, no, we went car racing, wasn't it? There we go. It's not a show. If it was a show, it'd be scripted. It's not scripted, it's live.
And it's only live once.
Technically, they can't. They can't use that bollocks. They can't turn around and say it's only live once when the fact that Sky F1 repeated the race, God knows how many times, which it wasn't.
It still wasn't live.
No, but they can't use the whole thing of it's only live once because they repeat it.
Well, yeah, yes, but it is only live once. It's then repeated, so therefore it's not live.
No, but yeah, well, whatever. It's still bollocks, anyways. It's still bollocks. It's not a show. There's no script. It's unscripted. You know, you can't script.
Bit like this podcast.
What?
Unscripted.
Too fucking right. It's unscripted, and it always will be. But on that big bombshell, before we chat more shite. Okay, let's just make a point. We are who we are. We're very unscripted. We are very.
God, I thought you were going to break into song then. I am what I am.
We're very.
I am who I am.
I'll get control in a minute by muting them too. We are who we are. We're very. We can be fiery. Yeah, passionate. And we say things how it is. It's our opinions.
That's a joy when you get two northerners together. That's what you get.
And
two bloody northern monkeys.
It's because you southern fairies can't handle it.
You know, we love doing the podcasts. We do. So don't take that away from us. Don't sort of think, oh, we're usually just doing this to tarnish the sport. We're not. We're talking about something we enjoy and we are quite passionate about, but we're not toxic about things. And, I have enjoyed doing the podcast alongside these two since we've been doing them. Yes, we have 2 races left, so we've got 2 more to cover this year and give our final thoughts of the entire season on the last one, so that's going to be good.
Go on, Hamilton!
Screw you. But, honestly, we just wish that things were a little bit different. But we know the fans aren't going to be different unless something is seriously done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, the sport isn't going to change unless things are done. Whether that's from Liberty Media, F1 themselves, and basically the worst thing about it all is you hear a story in the papers about stuff and it gets taken out of context, it gets twisted, and you never get the true events unless you actually saw them live on camera. And that was referring to the whole Ted Kravitz thing, which was live on camera. So he can't kind of get out of it because it was during his notebook section. But
Bottom that bombshell.
Yeah.
We will see you for the next one in Brazil.
And one final thing. FIA, get your fucking act together for the rest of this year and next year. And if you're actually going to do the VAR, give us proof. Big proof of it actually existing, because it doesn't exist. So yeah, we're going to end this one here. So the next one is Brazil. And there'll be a lot more to talk about because there'll be a sprint race. And hopefully them two actually catch it.
I see all this.
You what?
Because we give it a decent time at night, so I don't see the reason why I shouldn't.
Pass.
Okay, let me just inform these two quickly before we end. It is sprint race is 7:30 at night on the 12th of November, and the race is at 6 o'clock on the 13th.
I might miss this sprint.
And qualifying is on the 11th at 7.
I'll be able to watch that.
Well, you might be able to catch the sprint on a rerun.
Yeah.
So at least you'll see it. But yeah, anyways, so thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitch. It would be appreciated as we continue our journey to affiliate and partner. All links are in the description, and we shall see you next time. So until then,
adios, amigos.
So long, folks.
Goodbye for now.